Apparently yesterday, Baylor women's tennis did add a transfer. Who is it, guys? I apologize for looking down because I cannot memorize all this stuff. And I know the video I did release on this news didn't have any views, but I just wanted to fix that. And it's Alian Zack from Oklahoma State. And I apologize for looking down because I cannot memorize all this stuff. And she is from Tel Aviv, Israel. And her height is not listed on the Oklahoma State website, just to make that clear. And she will be a sophomore next year, so 3 years of eligibility. This is what Joey Scrivano said about her. Alian, it's Alian, by the way, is the kind of player every coach hopes to have. She loves the game, works incredibly hard, excels in the classroom, and puts the team first. For a mid-year freshman, the impact she made was impressive. She's already shown she belongs at the top level of college tennis, and we're excited to keep helping her grow both on and off the court. I'm going to say this up front about what happened at Oklahoma State. There were a few reasons why she played early on. First of all, Oklahoma State did not have their number 3 singles player from the year before, Lucia Pyre. She was recovering from an ACL. Anjobi Kajuru, that was a 1 or 2 the year before. She was not even present. I mean, in terms of like playing at all, and she eventually transferred out to North Carolina. So that will be her last year there. And Melissa Urquhart, a fellow freshman for Oklahoma State, she was not cleared right away, and she was the top player for that team. So you get the point on why. And Alian actually played some a little bit in the Big 12, though it was against not the best, I know, but still. And she did start early on, both singles and doubles. It's just eventually she was put out of the lineup both for sure in singles, and as well as in doubles as well. As well as in doubles. That's what I think and what happened there. And I do know that Oklahoma State's bringing in UCF's Court 1, a fellow Big 12 player, Olivia Linser. They do have a freshman as well. So she was definitely not going to be in the lineup for Oklahoma State next year. When you look at what the players they have coming back. And of course, it's not including Amber from Oklahoma State. Hosha Shatter, something like that. She's already gone, but she didn't hardly play. Despite being a redshirt junior, she's calling it quit. I mean, she's moving on. And it's getting Lucia Pyre back from recovery from a torn ACL as well. So they had too many options, and I would think that's probably why she entered the portal in the first place. Okay, so in her first year, she did go 4-4 in singles, 1-0 at number 5, 3-4 at number 6. And in doubles, she was 6-4, but it's like 2 and 3 spots. And all those 6 wins, by the way, in doubles, were against power 4 foes. Like her pro slate so far has led to a career high WTA ranking of 1,358 in singles, and that was back in 2024 before she arrived at Oklahoma State, and number 814 in doubles in 2022. Her first professional main draw singles win came in October 2022 at the W15 Sharm El Sheikh, SHEIKH, where she won all the way through the qualifiers and got the first round victory in the first round before falling in the second. She achieved a similar success at the W15 Pro Couple PROKUPLJE. Apologize if I butchered that. And KURSUMLIJSKA Banja BANJA, and most recently, and at the W15 Heraklion HERAKLION. She paired with Camden Andrea Herrera for a semi-final appearance at the W15, like that Banja tournament, and she qualified for a slew of additional quarterfinal showings in doubles. While on the junior circuit, she won titles at the 2021 J4 Rhodes doubles, 2022 J5 Ashkelon ASHKELON singles, 2023 J60 Ramat RAMAT Hasharon HASHARON singles, while winning both singles and doubles at the J60 Beer Shiva SEHEVA. So obviously we all know Baylor women's tennis did lose the top two from last year in terms of the singles lineup, and 3 players really in doubles. Yes, I know Brooke Thompson's gone. I know. But she didn't hardly play at Baylor. And that's the truth. So I do think this is pending transportal, and I know the transportal window ended like technically 7 days ago, and I have not noticed anybody being signed anywhere, like in terms of transfer or enter the portal, so to speak. But I could be wrong. Of course, the team does return, like, this is pending, like what I said, Nana Casado, Wenfei, Not Dong, and Not Dong's are going to be a senior next year, believe it or not. Candy Gibbs, Lauren Littell. That Candy Gibbs and Lauren Littell are going to be seniors next year. Zuzana Kabaha. I know some people say Kabacha, but that's the proper way to say is Kabaha. She'll be a junior next year. Lindsey Payne will be a junior next year. She's probably not going to factor in the lineup. Just like Lauren Littell, just being honest in all this. And you did add 2 freshmen in it. They have the number 11 recruiting class in the country. They do. And this is according to tennisrecruiting.net. And Luna Ivkovic, and according to that, it's like a 10.23 UTR, according to that. And Mu Zhang, 10.16. So maybe both of those could factor in the singles lineup or doubles. But I know it's kind of weird on Luna, because when you go to the UTR, it's actually in the 9s. But either way, yeah, it's probably the more up to date on that. But either way, I do think one of those 2 freshmen could very well factor in the singles lineup. The ultimate question to me is, who's the number 3? It's not 4 through 6, in my opinion, because of the players returning and this addition right here. The 1 and 2 to me really are in no particular order: Nadong and Zuzana Kabaha. Unless they add somebody that's top of the lineup or number 3. Really, my best guess right now to be the number 3 is probably that Mu Zhang. but I could be wrong because I know Candy Gibbs has played up to the number 3 spot before. That was at Purdue. I know. But still. So, quality-wise, I mean, depth-wise, like, I do like the singles depth. I do. Now, the question to me is doubles. That's the only thing. Because you do lose a doubles team and a half from last year. I mean, that's just telling the truth. You gotta find a new number 1 doubles and probably a new, like, 2/3 doubles as well. It's going to be interesting what they're going to do. And it's like, you got to come up with pairings and all this. But I think this does provide enough depth to figure out what pairings go with what. And I know I did a community post on this, but Lenka Busava is no longer the associate head coach at Baylor. When you look at her Instagram, she did mention that she's no longer there, but I would dare to say they do have a replacement already, and that's Dave Watts from Our Lady of the Lakes University. That's in San Antonio, Texas, and he was the head coach both for the men and women. Yeah, Our Lady of the Lake University, and that's for the past 3 years. So, yeah. And that's at the NIAA level, by the way, if y'all don't know already. And prior to that, he was at the junior tennis program at UTSA and owned Winwell Tennis and TRU Tennis, both based in the San Antonio area. So, we're going to have to wait and see what happens. And I know, the ITA kickoff weekend draft is coming up, really soon. So it'll be interesting where they're going to go. That is, if they want to do it. And the recruiting class, by the way, is the highest it's been since 2007, and it leads the Big 12. So, and they were the number 3 school in the state of Texas as well. I mean, Texas and Texas A&M are in front of them, and that's a good company to have. And I know Texas was not the typical Texas of this past year, but you get the whole point. And I'm also going to say that, yeah, Texas was number 3 in the country, while Texas A&M was number 8. I want to say this Big 12 is not some amazing conference last year. I mean, there was only one top 16 seed, and that was Texas Tech, and they didn't even go to the Sweet 16. In fact, it was Oklahoma State. And ironically enough, the team that Texas Tech lost to in the round of 32 was Stanford. Oklahoma State played Stanford. So a favorable matchup, though. It was 4-3. It was close, to say the least. And Oklahoma State had to go on the road to Oklahoma last year. It's due to travel. I know. So still. And probably Oklahoma, in hindsight, is thinking, why did they send them here? But the thing about it is, it's just a little too far with the travel. So yeah. And then Oklahoma State ran into Michigan and they lost. And I don't blame them. Michigan was really good last year. And they lost them twice. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens in the offseason here. And whether or not some of these returners do play or not. Come back. It remains to be seen on that front. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 800 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 or more. Some money to this course, like video, comment video really helps YouTube algorithm. Some more people see it. Sharing the video does help as well. So more people could watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit subscribe button. It's ring the notification bell as well. And technically on the roster for next year, how many players do you return? Potentially. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you got 2 freshmen, that's 9, and this transfer, that's 10. So you definitely have depth on the roster. It's will they add somebody else now? I don't know. And we'll see how this Oklahoma State transfer fits in with the program. Because I don't know about her being in a singles lineup. And the fortunate thing is you have 3 years of eligibility. You can develop, and she might even play a factor in doubles at least. I think she will play a factor in doubles at least. It's more like singles, I don't know. Because, you got Na Dong up top. Candy's proven. Whether, like, in the bottom half of the lineup or number 3. And I know Winfrey, you started the year at singles, but then Nana Sato played too well and passed her up. Honestly, Zuzana, that's Kabaha, that has really improved from her freshman year to this past year. So it's going to be an interesting problem to have on 4 through 6. It's a better problem than having the players up top. Granted, I will say, in terms of winning percentages, you have to improve at 1 and 2 singles, which hopefully that is the case for next year. But I'll break down this roster in singles and doubles lineup like right before the season starts. Or it's just a crapshoot on the doubles, really, but it's more like singles, what order. So we'll know the roster going to the fall. And I know there's a transfer portal period from the fall, after the fall stuff, that players could enter and go to a different school in the spring. So we'll have to wait and see what happens.